What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Baseball Junkies After Hours show. I'm here with my right hand partner, Adrian. And over here, we actually still talk podcast, but we tend to loosen up a little bit and we allow you guys to go ahead and tell us how you really feel about either what we were discussing or just your host in general or whatever the case may be. So, what you got going on?
We got Epi, Ripping for Rookies, Demo, White Sox Tom, Walkin, Maddie, in the house first.
What is
Epi,
going on, fellas? I appreciate you all showing up.
Maddie's here. You guys, I'm a little bit trashed.
That makes two of us. If you don't believe me, I'm double fisting.
I'm drinking water now to try to catch up, but it's my husband's birthday today, and so we had some shots of Crown.
Happy birthday, hubby!
Yeah, he just turned 41 today.
God, I wish I was 41 again.
Right. Me too.
Man. So,
what's this bullshit with platinum anniversary, man?
I don't know, man. To be honest, it's killing me, to be quite honest. But just like Mike, I want platinum anniversary, and it ain't coming quick enough.
I bet you, though, it comes out and it's going to be just so awesome.
It is, because me and Mike actually went through the checklist, and believe it or not, Mike came out of left field, and I wish I could reach through the screen and choke him. He was saying they need to put more bass in it.
More bass?
It is parallel and variation saturated.
I don't know.
Parallels have parallels.
I don't got any words, man. I don't got any words.
I'm actually glad that I went ahead and pre-ordered the case because he did make sense. He was saying, the first couple of rotations of the product that comes out is always the best. But then as newer stuff starts getting ready to roll in and platinum gets ready to roll out, it starts getting worse. Kind of like what happened with Update.
Yeah.
You went from pulling everything under the sun that you were looking for to just meh.
What's up, Jeremy?
What's going on, Jeremy?
He's turning 43 next month, so I'm beginning to feel what you guys are feeling. I'll be 43 the end of this year.
I will be 4.5 decades old in February.
Damn. No, I was kidding.
Yeah, I'm already getting AARP spam mail. I've already had a funeral home service call me and offer me deals on coffins.
Oh, you getting AARP stuff in the mail now?
Already. But
awesome.
Let's to get the party started. What do you guys think about this top 5 that we brought to y'all today? Was that the correct names? Was it the correct order?
I was happy with Ellie De La Cruz being on top.
Oh, definitely.
He's like the hottest guy in like card collecting wise right now. I ain't buying any Ellie De La Cruz. If I got any to sell, I'm selling for sure. Staying. Or I'm holding on to them.
Yeah. But the only issue that I have with any top 5 list that Sports Card Investor actually throws out there, they're basing it off of value and sales. At one point, no, actually, rewind that. I have yet to see any top 5 that they threw out there that Ronald Acuna was not in it.
Yeah.
And this kid right now is the front runner for MVP.
I don't know if I'm like biased. I don't know. I feel like growing up and still now, like the American League dominates the National League. Oh, I know. Everybody's gonna hate on me on there, but I just feel like when it comes to stuff like this, especially like Shohei Ohtani doing all that stuff, he's in the American League. Ronald Acuna's in the National League. I don't know. And Ronald Acuna is like my favorite, but I'm just I could be just completely full of it. You guys could tell me. I'm just.
And to answer your question, who dropped that question? White Sox Tom. Definitely is going to be Ellie. He was asking who's going to be the better Cruz, O'Neill or Ellie. I hope I would bet my money on Ellie.
Yeah, and I we'll see.
Because this kid is something special.
Yeah, he's fun to watch right now. But
and
Jeremy
said that he bought Ellie's tops now for his cycle last night.
Dude, I went on there because I saw the relic they had on there. By the time I get on there, that stuff's already sold out.
Yeah, Mike was the one who told me about that cycle. I was like, oh shit, really?
Yeah, I try to catch tops now, like the cool ones every now and then, but the cool ones, boom, they sell out. They sell out quick. You gotta be on it.
Oh yeah, you gotta have bots set up.
Yeah.
Jose Cruz. Where'd that name come from, Mike?
Jose Cruz Jr. I'm hoping that we helped and didn't hurt feelings tonight when we were talking about breaks.
The way I look at it, it's a reality check. And if the shoe fits, wear it, goddammit.
But at the same time, like in the end, I don't care if I piss you off or not. It's not my intent.
Yeah.
I want to help you. I want to help, but I'm hoping that people aren't pissed. But I don't care if you are, so whatever. Like,
if you let it affect you, obviously it applied to you. That's the way I'm looking at it.
If I'm just trying to help you out because people are talking behind your back. I'm trying to help you out.
Yeah.
They're talking behind your back. So just saying.
This is why I was trying to get Mike to do a DIY on conducting breaks as a video on his channel.
Yes, for reals. So yeah, Mike stuff. So if Mike's in here, so I'll just say it. If anybody has any criticism for Mike, like constructive, I'm sure he'd be happy to hear it. Like, that's the thing. You got to be open for constructive criticism.
Yep.
That's why we, every week on the podcast and all this stuff, like, just let us know. Let us know.
Here's my constructive criticism. Mike, in your breaks, you need to incorporate more alcohol.
Oh, man. I'll give you honest constructive criticism. This isn't from me. I feel like this is older people, stuff like that. Sometimes people think, all of us, this goes to all of us, that we go too slow. Some people want to go through and get to the breaks, but I feel like that's half of the people feel that way and the other half don't. So it's like, what are you going to do? Like, you can't that's the other thing. You got to realize you're not going to make everybody happy.
Right.
So you, in the end, do what you love, do what's fun, do it your way, because you're going to get the people that love it. And
that would be an awesome YouTube channel name there, Mike. He'll change it to Rippin' Tipsy.
Rippin' Tipsy. That's a great name. That could be a segment in the podcast.
Hey, Bobby, how you doing?
What's up, Bobby? Chuck?
Hey, as you guys come in, and I notice you don't have a blue wrench, I'm handing them out. Feel free to drop whatever links y'all want to go ahead and drop in there. That's what it's all. Anything goes here.
Yeah. I like
so what do you think about this whole Fanatics thing? How you think is that going to play out?
I told you earlier, it don't sound right. It don't sound good to me, but I'm not a business owner. I don't know. I feel like if I did own a business, I don't like people telling me what to do. I already served my time in the military. I already did it. But at the same time, it gives them standard, because some of them aren't meeting the minimum standards, I feel like. So it gives them standards to, try to reach So hopefully it means the best.
Yeah, I mean, it, if what Tops is doing, if they're really, how can I word it? If they're gonna do what they say they're gonna do and focus more on the consumer, then hey, I'm all for it. If it's gonna be painful on the LCSs for a little bit until they get on track with it and it makes it better for both them and us as the customer, then hey, by all means, do your thing, boo boo. So that's just the way I'm looking at it.
I'm always like this. I'm like always hoping for good, positive things.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We'll see how it goes.
There you go. Yeah. But yeah, I'm curious to see exactly when we bring Natty on here in 2 weeks what he has to say after it's been implemented for some time.
Dude, I gotta show off my mail.
Show off your mail. So while we do that, let's go ahead and nope.
He saw Bobo and he minimized me.
There you go.
I got my heavy lumber insert of Bo Bichette from Series 2. I'm pumped about that. You guys know, like, Bo Bichette's in Series 2. He wasn't in Series 1, so I'm trying to get all the inserts and all that. But I did make a big PC upgrade for my Bo Bichettes. Check this bad boy out.
Look at that.
2022 Bowman Chrome Bo Bichette rookie.
That is sexy. A rookie auto.
10.
Even though it looks like two Z's, but whatever.
I sold a lot of my PSA 10 like base guard rookies of other players, not necessarily Bo. I usually keep all my bows, and I upgraded getting this. And
I agree with you on that one, Tom. I mean, Tops needs to get their stuff in check as well, like their QCs and QAs.
That's 100% true.
Hopefully, that's where Fanatics comes in.
Ooh, I like what he's talking about. I don't feel like they should have upped the like how much blaster boxes and everything cost. Now, it does seem like hobby boxes have come down a little bit, but like $25 for a blaster box, no, man, it needs to go back to what it was for sure.
Well, the prices of everything, you have to blame the government on that. We're going through an inflation.
I'm not going to comment on that. Put us both back on the same level now.
I'm just telling it like it is.
I'm just saying.
But yeah, so I'm curious to see how that's going to work out. This whole CSG CGC thing, it wasn't even, you know what, now that I think about it, it wasn't even worth really bringing up.
It really wasn't. Like, we were trying to add some more stuff to the hobby news because we didn't have any new products to talk about. We didn't have no upcoming releases really to talk about. The ones we did talk about, they're probably going to get pushed back.
Oh yeah,
it is what it is. But CSG, I want to know who grades with them.
Shit.
Who grades with them?
I'm sure there's some people within the card community that actually has a few things graded with them or picked up some things in that slab. But am I gonna go out and send some stuff to get graded with them? Probably not.
Yeah, I don't know. Because here's the thing. It's like, are they way cheaper? No. Are their slabs way nicer?
Their prices are competitive with everybody else.
Everybody wants minimum wage to be raised to $15 per hour. Well, where do you think that money is coming from by raising price?
Hey, what's up, Jason?
Jason's in here? Oh, yeah. What's up? Lock in?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's not like I'm going out to pick up a A $5,000 box of Topps Dynasty.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's up, Center Hill?
Oh, what's up? I got more PSA stuff coming out this week. I had to hold back the videos so I could spread them out, but a whole bunch of them came back at once. I got 2 more going out. I love me some top Sapphire. I really need to do a card sale this coming week because I haven't done it the past 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to hurry up and get all your Julios back so we can get that video going.
Yeah. Because as of right now, what I have in my possession, I'm looking at almost 50 unique slab Julios.
50?
Already.
Nice.
So, yeah, I mean, and I did mention to Natty, too, because I asked him, has he ever heard of Silco? Because that may be another, since Hit Seekers dropped Whatnot, they may jump on the Silco board.
I'm surprised more people don't use Silco. Other than I just don't know if they're just not doing the advertising.
Silco's not advertising like I think they should, because he was like, I've never heard of him.
Yeah, and they've got an Instagram and stuff, but I don't know what the deal is. If they're just still working out things, if they're still just in trial, they're just trying to work on stuff. But
that's a possibility.
One thing
we keep forgetting too, and I keep forgetting to bring it up. Hey, I know everybody who goes to card shells and they pick up supplies. There's a whole bunch of promo codes that you can use out there, but also you could add another promo code to that list. So the Baseball Junkies podcast actually has its own promo code for card shells, and its promo code is BB Junkies. The first 3 letters are capitalized.
Yeah. Demo was texting me the other day. He was trying to use mine, trying to use ours, and they weren't working. I got to go back on my personal one, but if you guys don't use card shells, you definitely need to check them out.
Yeah, you may want to recontemplate life.
Yeah, because they're
Ultra Pro and BCW.
No, they ain't got nothing.
That's not it.
Yeah, that's what their logo looks like. That's the little sleeve thing for the PSA, slab sleeves. They got SG. They got them all. I mean, I got tons.
I've had no issues with my promo code. I've been getting those notifications.
Yeah. So, what's up, Dom?
What's going on, Dom?
What's everybody up to today?
Hold on. I see Criterion does not have a wrench. Let me go ahead and fix that real quick.
Yeah.
Unlike Mike, I like to catch them as they come in. Not knocking you, Mike.
I think just throwing this out there because everybody's talking about minimum wage. I think Costco starts at $16.50 or $17 too. They're always above whatever minimum wage is too. So just throwing that out there.
Watch your profanity there, Jason.
Got out of jail a few days ago.
Yeah, so basically during Mike's last break, I did let everybody know that I was going to be I didn't spend the whole time in jail, but I did. My work days require me to go to the jail.
Oh, yeah.
Pinstripe Trailbreather is asking, does Shells offer a card saver 1 type holder? I think they do.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Okay, well, there you go.
They got everything. If they don't have something yet, chances are it's coming in a couple of months. Every time I go on there, they got
email for tobacco card size top loaders and sleeves.
Yeah. Good stuff. Just their if you don't use anything else, you got to use their penny sleeves because they got they're pre-cut and they're smooth.
Yeah, definitely. Hey Rex, I just gave you a wrench too, brother. So feel free to drop y'all's links if you want, because I'm pretty sure we all about the networking. And the Rays, I don't know what's going on, but what why did y'all bench Wander?
Bench who?
Wander Franco.
Because he was being not a good teammate. He was being a D-bag. That's what they said, at least. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, that's what they say, but is it
What's up,
maybe
Rex?
he was just showing tough love because he's that much of a competitor? Asking for a friend.
I'm guessing he's in his 20s and he's acting like a 20-year-old jerk when something happened, and they benched him to teach him a lesson.
Okay.
And he'll snap out of it. He's gonna come back and hit bombs. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's development.
So
Sometimes when we're young, we need a little extra.
Yeah, I guess. I guess.
Extra encouragement.
But the exciting thing now is we're starting to see those that are committing to this home run derby. Like my number one guy is actually the first one.
I know. Did Shohei Ohtani commit to, or is it just Julio so far?
As of right now, it's just Julio. But I got a feeling I'm gonna see the polar bear. Shohei may show his face.
I hope so.
I would love to, like I told you earlier, I would love to see Ellie De La Cruz in there.
It would be cool to see Ellie. I mean, he hasn't been up for very long, so I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't there. But I get it. It would be cool to see Adley there.
Really? I mean, how many home runs does he have now?
Let's see.
Because the names that come to mind for me, definitely Julio, Shohei, Ellie De La Cruz, Ohtani. Who else would be a good candidate? Shit, I can't even really think of anybody.
Adley's got 10 homers right now.
Okay.
Let's see who the home run leaders are.
Oh, Ohtani's leading the way right now. Oh, yeah. Definitely. I would love to see Acuna.
Yeah, I would love to see Acuna too. He needs to be there.
Schwarber. Okay, Schwarber, that's a good name. Ken Griffey. I don't think he's got any more to prove there, Johnny. I mean, if they didn't catch him during the WBC, they need to come up from under that rock. Yeah, I agree with you there, Jeremy. I mean, I just found out today that he actually suffers from a torn ligament in his toe. Oh, Adolis Garcia is a good one.
Matt Olson has 24. He's actually number 2.
Oh, I know one name, and shame on me for not even bringing it up. Air Jordan.
Oh, yeah, Jordan would be.
But he's hurt right now.
Yeah.
Gallo? Hell no.
Who?
Larkin said Joey Gallo.
Gallo. Right now, home runs, we got Shohei Ohtani, number 1. Matt Olson, number 2. Pete Alonso, number 3. Jorge Soler, number 4.
Okay, yeah, I can see Soler.
And Kyle Schwarber is number 5.
Because I think they have a total of 8 for the home run derby.
Yeah. Is it 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think so. 4 from each league.
Mike said Hans Kraus will be the pitcher in the home run derby. Yeah, that would definitely be funny.
Dang, I thought Jordan Alvarez was higher up on the list. He's tied with Garcia for 12.
Dom is saying he would love to see Bartolo Colon in the home run derby.
Oh my God, that would be sick.
Get a rookie in there with Corbin Carroll? Yeah, I can see Corbin. Maybe Alec Thomas. Lou Bob, Jake Berger. Some good names.
Mm-hmm. Max Muncy. Mookie Betts.
Hell, Gary
Devers.
Sanchez.
He's doing all right on the
He's
Padres,
doing all
man.
right.
Salvador Perez, he's usually out at Mike Trout. I mean, shoot, I'm excited. I'm excited because I might. So I got.
I look at Mike Trout as a Kardashian in baseball. I mean, has he ever participated in the home run derby? I can't recall.
Has he? Now that you say that, I would automatically assume yes earlier on, but has he
I know
not?
Bryce Harper did and won one.
Yeah. You know what That's a good question.
Hey, chat, if anybody knows, has Mike Trout ever competed in the home run derby? Larkin says that Luis Robert needs to stay away from it to avoid injury. Yeah, this generation of ball players are very paper mache-ish. Stanton's not having a big year, but it's perfect. Oh, yeah, definitely. Especially when they're throwing meatballs at him. All right, Mike, it's 10 p.m. I know where my child is. He's getting ready for bed.
Thanks for hanging out, Mike.
Appreciate you, Mike. Hey, Adam, how you doing? But hey, so real quick, chat, what are some type of things you would like for us to discuss on future topics? Because you know, whether y'all see it or not, me and Adrian, we basically blow each other's phones up during the week coming up with these topics for you guys. But we would like to offer out the opportunity to see what it is that you guys would like for us to talk about that are card related, and we could go ahead and bring it up and make it happen for y'all. Because I mean, there was a couple of things that I know we've talked about, we just haven't implemented yet. Like, for example, um we could talk about things like how we organize our collection, or you know little things like that. Like, Adrian didn't know it yet, but I was going to throw her under the bus later on during the week. you know what are her techniques and methods on sending stuff for grading, things of that nature.
Here's my technique. All of your cards are crap. No, I'm just kidding. Everybody thinks
Well,
their cards
I
are
will
10.
say you are definitely brutally honest.
I am. Pack fresh doesn't mean nothing. Does not mean anything. You've seen it. You've sent me pack fresh cards.
Oh, we
that
got a
I've sent.
suggestion. Dom said on the next podcast he would love to hear us talk about the next untapped collectible market, socks. Now that depends, Dom. Are we talking ankle cut, or are we talking the tube socks with the 3 colored rings? Hey Titus, how you doing?
Steve just hit it right there. Never expect a gem mint 10.
And that's
I never do.
I noticed that if you go on eBay, you got a lot of people that are posting raw cards up at PSA 10 prices.
Yeah.
And it's not just eBay. I've seen it on Instagram. I've seen it on Facebook. Like, I'm in a particular group that they just focus on Julio Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a matter of fact, no, I'm lying. Chief showed me, he sent me a screenshot on Instagram, and some dude was selling a X-Fractor sticker auto of J-Rod.
Mm-hmm.
This kid, I think he wanted like $2,400 for it. I'm like, really?
I mean, you see stuff like that. I mean, I feel like people for the most part consider raw about the same as a PSA 9, which doesn't make any sense to me either. I feel like PSA 8 at best. But I feel like
Well, it depends on the card too. I
I
mean, I
got
can
stuff
see some
sitting here.
cards that you can pretty much bounce the same price between a 9 and raw.
I just feel like people don't think like especially like Chrome stuff, anything. You pull a card out and you look at it and like, yeah, it looks good because it's dialed in, it's centered. You can
Right.
tell it's centered. But you turn it sideways and stuff to the light. There's surface stuff that you can't wipe off a lot of times, that like print lines or indentations, like you can only see
Yeah.
certain ways. And I feel like it seems like they allow so many. I can't verify this for sure because I
Hmm.
used to be a lot stricter. My brother-in-law Kyle will tell you.
Right.
There's a couple of cards I recently sent in that I didn't want to send in because I was like, no, there's no way they're going to get a 10, and they got 10s, and I was like, whoa. And I know it depends on the grader too. I totally know that.
I mean, like I remember when I sent you a green foil Jeremy Pena,
Oh my
and you
god.
mentioned I didn't think this was going to even get a 9.
I didn't. I was so surprised that got a 9 because it was off center pretty good. And then I always try to like factor in there's probably something I'm missing on the surface or the back. I never like give myself
Right.
like full credit.
And I mean, I do know PSA does have the flexibility of a 60-40, either side, left or right, top or bottom.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I really think about it, that Jeremy Pena, in my opinion, it was more than 60-40.
I think so too.
I
I
would
don't
say more
know.
like 70-30.
I Pinstripe Beaver, she's asking like, so I've got, because I was doing cards today. I just have little 10 times magnifying. It's got a little
Where's
light
that
on it.
NASA microscope that you have?
Yeah, I got this too. Let me get this out.
And I can't really say nothing because I have the same piece of equipment too.
Yeah, let me pull it. I got this I seen Extreme Card Breakers using it on his channel,
Yep.
and I
He
dig it.
calls it the Dream Crusher.
The Dream Crusher for sure. So full on like magnifying glass that shows the stuff on screen.
And now you know what? When I hook mine up, I don't even use the screen that is provided. I hook up the USB to my computer screen.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
That's kind of cool. Let's see if I can turn this puppy on. Show it off.
Like I know I've got all the tools to actually grade my own cards, but I rather have Adrian, as she likes to call herself, my personal grader. But at some point I will send my first grading to myself, for myself.
I can't even see shit right now. Let's see if I can get this dialed in.
But
Yeah,
I do have
this will
those.
drive you crazy looking at the surface.
Yeah.
See this?
Yep. Look at that.
Yeah. I'm just looking at, and sometimes I use it a lot for the corners and the edges.
Mm-hmm. And you can use that to find those real minute dimples on the surface.
But that's really looking at it. They don't use that much of a magnifying glass when they're grading stuff. So I'm just somebody that I used to be a mechanic. I'm just into tools. Like it's just a fun tool to have.
Yeah, and I mean, I do have one of those card centering tools.
Yeah, I've got you sent me a couple. I have those too.
Yeah.
I only do use that when I feel like it's like close. Like I know it's off, but if I use a thing, I'm like, okay, they'll probably let this slide because it's not that far off, because they do that. So all bets off though when I send it to like tag.
Yeah.
Like they're stricter, so I'm like only sending them stuff I don't care about, like I just want it in those cool slabs, or stuff that I've gone over like
I know my feelings got hurt when we got that tag submission back, and my Blue Judge Turkey Red came back a 4.
Yeah, it had that sucker had a dent in it.
Yeah,
But
I probably chewed on that one.
There's some people I've dealt with that can't handle it. They get pissed at me when I tell them their stuff's not. I'm like, this ain't gonna gym.
So you deal with those people that they know for a fact that they're expecting a 10. They're like, there's nothing wrong with this card.
This card's perfect. This card, it came out of the pack like that, and I'm just like, I don't want to deal with your ego. I don't got no time for it. Like, if I don't have no time for it, I don't care. Whatever. Then you send it in. I ain't sending it in, putting my name on it because there's imperfections on cards all the time. There's lots of chrome stuff have dimples and stuff on them. A lot of people don't clean their cards either. I always have I got this little and wipe them off, and I put them in fresh sleeves, and I put I got your card. I just dialed in here. I use the I just cut up my Post-its so when they go to take it out, like
it's easy to grab.
Easier. Like the people that are grading your cards make their lives easier.
Now, here's a question for you though. In the past, because I'm pretty sure you've sent stuff in for people in the past.
Yeah.
Did they already send it to you pretty much ready to go, or they would send it to you either raw or in a tops loader or anything like that, and you would have to supply your own supplies?
I've had both. I've had people do both. And I never say anything about it because they're not getting their top loaders and shit back. So
yeah, but I mean, here's how I look at it. If you send me a whole bunch of top loaded cards, I'm gonna have to throw them in my damn card savers. Maybe I wanted to dedicate those to cards I want to send in.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. It doesn't. I don't. First off, I don't do it for a lot of people. A lot more people are reaching out for me.
Yeah.
And asking me to do it now. I've only allowed a few key people in, so it doesn't bother me if they don't. Because usually those key people are people that I know well enough that are like, hey, do you need me to get you some card saver? They offer up. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's totally fine, or that's totally cool. But like Claire and Big Chief just sent me a bunch, and they went out and they bought card savers and they sent them to me all ready to go.
So Tom is asking, how come you don't send cards in for grading in top loaders versus the card savers?
They don't accept them that way, Tom. They want them in card savers unless they're oversized cards. Then they'll accept them in top loaders. But they
Joe, how you doing?
They actually on their site want them like this. They want them in these card savers. Unless they're really thick cards that don't fit well in these. If they're larger, then you can send them in top loaders, but this is how they want them. And then I've watched YouTube videos where people do the different things. I'll go through on all these cards and put
I mean, I've seen people use Post-it tabs.
That's what I'm. Yeah, I have a ton of Post-its from when you buy at Costco, you get like a whole bunch. Like I just cut them in threes, and I use them that way. So that's why I send them that way.
Because they use what you use, but then they have those colored tab Post-its. They can use those as well.
What's up, Average Joe? I was laughing at the pinstripe.
Yeah, only cute people.
Yeah. Yeah. No. It's a lot of work. It takes me a lot of time to do it because a lot of times I'll go through and look at them. Some of them, if they're obvious, like, yeah, these are good, go. Some of them, your eyes get tired for reals. And I go back and look at them a second time. And then I got to message people like, hey, I don't think this is going to get higher than a 9. Because some people only want 10s. Only want 9s and 10, things like that. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So,
hey, I just dropped the website link. If you guys can take 2 minutes, log into that site. Well, you don't need to log in. Just go to the site and drop a review and let us know what y'all think of the podcast. That would be greatly appreciated because now we're actually having our website monitored as far as analytics. And based off the analytics, that is what we use to take the podcast to a different approach. You know, at one point we was talking about actual baseball news and incorporating the hobby, but based off the analytics, everybody was saying trash the actual baseball news, stick to the hobby, and that's what led us to doing what we're doing right now.
100%, 100%. And there's a
But
couple of other people that have reached out to me about grading cards. You can reach out to me and we can see what we can do. But I'll be honest, like I charge people now because I'm just some schmo doing this, and it takes a lot of time. I need a couple bucks to pay for my time and
there you go,
and all that stuff because it ain't no
because
joke.
I mean, from what I see, and I'm not just saying this just to blow smoke up your ass and all that, whatever the case may be, I have yet to see a reveal video that you have dropped that it turned out to be a bad reveal. I mean, yeah, you're gonna like. I know there was one video that you dropped that a couple of cards that I sent and came back 7, maybe at 8. Hell, you had one that was at 8.5, and shit
Yeah,
like that is out of your control. You know, it's just
well,
the way the card was developed.
yeah, and those cards we're not we're getting those cards you're wanting in a slab no matter what. Those
Yeah,
cards weren't like, hey, look this over and tell me if I should send this, and you're like, just
right.
send this in for me. And they're packed fresh. You just wanted them graded. The video I just dropped with just there's a couple of my cards
Mm-hmm.
and Kyle's, my brother-in-law's cards, all 9s and 10s. I
Yeah.
went through every single one of those, and I send back cards to him all the time. You and I today before the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, you brought to my attention that there was a Alex Rodriguez card that you don't think it was worth grading, and you told me why, and I was like, you know what, makes sense. All right, scrap it.
Yeah, I mean, you're not expecting 9s and 10s, but that thing was so miscut and stuff like that. I'm like, it'd be worth it to buy another one off eBay for a couple bucks and go that route.
Bobby, yeah, card savers are a requirement for submission to PSA.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about the other grading companies. I would think they're doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know for a fact PSA requires card savers.
So, and then that's another thing. PSA used to require the actual brand card saver.
Yeah.
They don't anymore. It could be any cards, what do they call those? Semi-rigid. It doesn't have to say anything on there. Any kind of these, they'll accept. It doesn't have to be the actual card saver brand.
Okay, Steve is asking, do we know why?
I've heard two different reasons as to why. I don't know if either of these are true. I have heard that they don't actually pull the cards out. I heard that they cut the cards out so that they're not actually. I've heard that was one thing I heard. And the other is they're cheaper than top loaders, and because they're not sending them back to you. You don't get these back.
I mean, it would make sense. I can see the reasoning if they did cut one side of the card saver because you've got that little bit of space between each side. So they can cut it without damaging the card.
Think about when you take a card out of a top loader compared to a card sleeve. Also, like, I want to get this card out. A lot of times it's a lot of or you got to reach in and dig it out.
And they don't want to be responsible if they dig their fingers in it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So
makes sense.
Yeah. So every card I've submitted to Tag, PSA, SGC, and HGC, they've all asked for rigid card holders, which are those card savers.
Yeah. Okay.
There. So unless it's a thicker card, then they say it's okay to put it in a top loader for a thicker card. But otherwise, these.
Pinstripe Trail Beaver is saying that he ruined his Ricky Henderson rookie card as a kid trying to get it out of a top loader.
Ugh. That's my life too. I ruined my Ricky Henderson rookie card as a kid because I had it in a screw down, like
in the screw down protector.
Yeah.
Oh, so I forgot to tell you. So a random collector that I deal with outside of YouTube, outside of all that, I kind of grew up with this kid.
Mm-hmm.
I got fussed at because he is wondering how come I have yet to send my big 4 for grading yet. And I'm like, because I don't want to.
Yeah.
And if you're wondering what's my big 4, for those who don't know, I mean, number 1, it's my Mickey Mantle 52.
Oh.
My 51 Bowman Mickey.
This is what Mr. Fuego's doing right now.
My 48 Babe Ruth.
Take a look at my 24-inch pythons.
And then my Satchel Paige.
Oh my God, those are sick.
So these were passed down to me as they are right now from my grandfather. The only thing that I actually did was take them out of their original top loader and sleeve and just upgraded the sleeve and top loader because I wanted them to pop as much as they could.
Yeah.
So
that's the great thing about card collection. It's your collection. You do what you want.
Exactly.
100%. 100%.
Steve was saying when he was grading with Beckett 25 years ago, they took them in top loaders back then. Not sure if they do now.
Yeah, that's funny. That's one of the bigger grading companies, and I've never graded with them because they're so stuck in the past. Like I wasn't gonna fill out paperwork, handwrite stuff to send it in. I'm just not. I know the old like a lot of people are all about Beckett. And I get it, but I'm not doing that. In this day and age, I don't feel like safe about like them somebody misreading my handwriting, and I don't know. I know whatever. I know they're good cards. Like I would buy Beckett cards. Like if somebody had a card graded Beckett that was good graded, I would buy them. But I'm not sending to them. That's just my personal preference.
Chuck, stop trying to start a beef. This is not a flex show. I'm just trying to prove a point. This is not a flex show.
Adam's got some good stuff.
Okay, so Center Hill is saying because when he sent cards in the early 2000s, they require card savers.
They still do.
I know, they've been doing it for a minute.
Yeah, they still do, Center Hill. They still do. Maybe way back they would take them in top loaders. I should say they still do take them in top loaders if they're thicker cards.
Yeah. Like if we're talking about maybe RPAs or bat knobs or things like that, yeah, definitely.
Let me give you a prime example right here. I got the Topps Dynasty.
That's a valid point, Johnny.
That comes in the holder with the. I would send this into PSA just like this, like in this thing.
Right.
I wouldn't take it out. It's a super thick card. I mean, I would take it out to put it in another top. Is the only thing you could do, but I would just send it to them like this. I might cut it open for them first.
Yeah.
But I would just send it to them just like that.
Epiphany brings up a great, a good point. He goes, I don't blame you. He wants to send in his Nolan Ryan and Ken Griffey rookies, but he's scared that they'll be lost in the mail.
You're 100% right, Epi. I'd be nervous too. That's why.
And then if you put insurance on it, and if it does get lost, worst case scenario, that post office is going to look at you like, how in the hell are you valuating cardboard at $4,000? And I'm just throwing that number out there.
Mm-hmm. I that's why Mr. Fuego knows I pay for insurance and I extend that insurance out to I divide it up by per card. Like for example, it's $19 a card with the PSA rating for like a bulk for the value bulk. So it ends up being about $22 a card because of the insurance back and forth. Because PSA is already going to add on the insurance from them to me, but I usually pay to send to them as well in case that, because you just never know. You heard all the horror stories and stuff that's happened with cards being stolen and this and that. It is a gamble. There are certain cards. There are certain cards that are worth driving up to PSA. Not even gonna lie. Now, maybe Southern California is way too far for you. It doesn't make sense. But if they're going to be at the National or something like that, or a card show near you, it would be worth to do you drive them up, pay the money for them to grade them right then and wait your day to get them. Because okay, what happens if they damage your cards while grading? Yeah, that varies. Tom, in my opinion, that varies. They should contact you, and they usually give you the value of what the card would be, or they don't say anything at all, and they just grade it and just act like you're the idiot, unless you've got proof, video proof of it, or pictures or
and
something.
Then Adam is saying, he's scared to send in high dollar stuff because he's afraid they might swap it out.
Swap it, yeah, yep. And I guess the only stuff you for sure know they can't do that on is like numbered stuff. But
a lot like of right now, there
stuff,
is a card. There is a card that Adrian has in her possession that I am more than willing to tack on additional insurance for. All right, and the reason why is because there's only 10 of them out there, and right now even raw it could probably get me 4 figures.
Yeah.
So
there's definitely risks to getting stuff graded. So that's a great point, and I understand why people would not want to get stuff graded, because if they don't want to ship stuff out, they're worried about not getting the same card back. I totally get that and respect that.
Yeah.
But Average Joe just said it right there too. There's at bigger card shows with PSAs there, you can get your stuff graded, and those cards never leave your site. That's an option as well.
Yeah, but that's only if the venue has invited PSA to the venue to actually do the grading card. Because I know you'll have a grading card company out there, and then you'll also have JSA out there to authenticate your autographs too.
It's there's a lot of different factors, a lot of different things to consider, and I totally get like
a good place.
If people don't.
A good place, if you feel comfortable doing it, National.
Yeah, the National. There are a lot of other cards, like the Dallas card show happens 3 or 4 times a year.
I think there's a big card show out in California that does it too.
The Burbank, yeah. There's a million other ones that go on. There's some on the East Coast there, like
the live card grading does cost a little bit more because you're gonna get your stuff the same day.
Yeah.
But I mean, in your case though, Johnny, with that Ken Griffey and that Nolan Ryan, you would have to ask yourself, is it really worth it?
Dude, Adam's saying 5-hour lines at the Nationals. That no. Hell to me, hell to the no. Hell no. But man, if you got I don't know, if I had a Mickey Mantle, a 52 Mantle, maybe.
Yeah. Senator Hill says he'd rather wait in line for 5 hours than wait 5 weeks or longer.
Yeah. I mean, see, there's so many different possibilities, dude. I don't know.
I mean, there's so many what if factors. I mean, it's basically all on you.
Yeah.
But as it stands right now, the big four that I have in my possession, they're not leaving my sight.
They're not going nowhere.
They're not going. I'm not even taking them to a car show to get graded because, again, if they were meant to be graded, my grandfather would have had them graded and then hand them to me.
Yeah.
So, Joe says he happens to live in Chicago, so you like a hop, skip, and a jump away from the National.
There you go, man. That was my debate for this summer was the National or the All-Star game, and it ended up being the All-Star game is what I picked.
And it makes sense for you, Adrian, because the All-Star game is literally that close to you.
It's closer. I'm in Southern Oregon. It's in Seattle. I looked at where the All-Star game is going to be in the next few years, and it's going to be further away. And I'm like, it cost-wise for flying there and things like that. Chuck, 20 minutes for it. See, I do want to go to the National and experience it. I do think it's a bunch of BS. Like, I feel like everything's gonna be overpriced. They talk about your phone doesn't work in there, so I can't like price stuff out like I like to. But it would be fun to look at all that stuff, maybe get autographs from some cool people and stuff like that. So,
and that's funny. I was looking at the National website, and they put out a schedule of events, and I was looking at the names that are of people that's going to be doing autographs. Oh, they're not playing.
Oh yeah, they got good names.
They got some good names.
Yeah.
I think your boy's going to be there too.
Bobo?
No, Ricky.
Oh, Ricky Henderson. Hell yeah.
They got a shitload of Hall of Famers out there. Some rookies is going to be out there. Some relevant named veterans are going to be. It's going to be lit.
I'll get an in-person auto from Ricky someday. It'll happen. But I'm going to the All-Star game, man. I might get Bobo's auto. I might get Julio's auto. I might see him. You never know. You don't know.
You know what you can do to guarantee your possibilities of getting an auto? Go to the game in pigtails and pretend to be a team. Because you got a baby face. It's either that or you can act like one of these.
And that's all we have tonight for the after show. We're just
maybe I drank too much. I don't know.
We're about to get canceled. Adrian, would you be racing to Chicago if Bobo was there?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I don't know, man. That's a good point. Maybe.
I know Bobo has a home here in Florida.
I know.
So
someday.
If he happens to live in my county, he better hope his name don't come in my job.
Oh, I hope not. No.
Bobo with cooties. Details at 11. Oh,
all right,
man.
Battle. We've just a little bit over an hour here.
Yup. I just wanted to get at least an hour in, just so everybody could get a feel for how we're going to be running things here. I do appreciate everybody showing up. We got 14 here now. This is going to be a weekly occurrence every time we do our podcast. We will follow it up with an after hours show. If there's no podcast, there's no after hours show. It's just that simple. Okay.
Thank you guys for being here. Please hit that like. Thank you for being at the podcast. If you do have time to hit up the website to give us comments and thoughts, we really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much for everything. We'll be out there checking out all your videos per usual, and we'll see you out there in YouTube land.
Definitely. Have a good night, everybody.